What's up everybody, it's CJ and I'm back with another Barnacle Bay renovation video, and today we're going to be renovating the Micks Master Karaoke lot. This is a lot that comes if you have Showtime installed, so this is like one of those pre-made lots. Now, I don't really think this lot is bad overall. Obviously I think it could use some work, but I don't really think this lot is that bad. It kind of just has enough. You can kind of come here to sing karaoke. There's a stage for SimFest. You also have like a bar, you know, but since this is like a Showtime lot and it only really uses Showtime and base game, there was a lot more that I wanted to add, obviously. So before we go on the inside, I'm trying my best to do something with this outside, y'all. I was like, maybe we can add some more terrain paint to kind of make it look a lot more like filled in, because for one, this lot is on a 32 by 29, and I think that the lot size that it was placed on, I don't even know, I think it was like a 30 by 30, so you had like a lot of extra space. So I was like, maybe we can try to like fill it in with some asphalt. Y'all, I'm telling you right now, I don't know why EA never fixed this, but terrain paint in this game is glitched, because sometimes if you use like a lot of different ones on the same lot, the game will get confused. Say for example you wanted to click on a brown stone, right? Well, sometimes you'll click on it but it'll give you something from base game instead. It's very weird and finicky. It was a lot to go through, okay? But needless to say, I got it all figured out in the end, but I was really just trying to use this one sidewalk paint from Showtime. I was literally about to scream because the game did not want to cooperate. I also wanted to change the wallpaper and the roof, so I don't know what EA was doing. I think they added some kind of like room skip thing or some kind of like room hider debug item or something. I don't really know what it was, but I couldn't change the roof color by default, so I had to like go in and put in a cheat code, and then I was able to change the roof color. So at first I went with the thatched roof, but then I was like, I can kind of do without it, so we went with the brown roof instead. I'm also trying to make the outside look more interesting because it's really flat, you know, so I was like, maybe we can add like a little makeshift flower bed with a half wall. I'm also going to do a low-lying like little garden space right here. I'm adding the palm trees from the Island Paradise pack, and I'm also adding some other plants as well, some from base game. Those little tree shrubs that I'm using are from Into the Future, but I honestly think this really helped the lot come together because there was a lot of extra space here, and I didn't really want to add a whole lot of stuff outside because I wanted the focal point of the lot to be the karaoke bar, you know. So I didn't really add a whole lot outside. I kind of just kept what was here and just maybe added things to kind of fill in the lot, you know. So you'll see that like there's a lot of extra space on the left side of the lot. I just added a big tree. So if you want to add more stuff, feel free to, but I think it looks good enough. I like the big sign out in front. I also added some parking spaces out here as well, so you know, if your Sims come, they can park their cars. I want to say that the dumpsters that I used are the ones that you can dumpster dive in, but if I did happen to use the other ones, you just have to swap them out if you want to have it be functional, you know. But as you can see, it's starting to come together, so I'm using some pink flowers. I was trying to like use a color of a flower that kind of like complemented the build, and the build is brown, so pink and brown can kind of go together, so I thought it looked nice also with some of these other like green shrubs as well. The palm trees really do help a lot, and then I added a really big pink tree from Island Paradise, and it's on the side of the lot. I just did that to kind of fill in some space so it doesn't look completely empty, but there's really nothing back there. I swapped out the parking spaces that come with the base game for these that come with University. I just like the white, and don't worry, I do get rid of the white terrain paint that was like made in the middle of it, so don't worry. I'm also adding some of these lights from the Barnacle Bay world. They have a dolphin on it, so I was like, why don't we just use those today? I'm also using some park benches from Barnacle Bay as well. I'm just recoloring them. Funny enough, this lot had a pond in the back, so you'll see a little bit later I do go in and I fix up the pond because I think I deleted it because for some reason, I don't know, y'all, some of these EA lots, I think it was something with like the terrain height or something, or I don't know, but like for some reason I couldn't add a back door, and I was like, why can't I add a back door back here? And it was something about like the slope or something, so I had to like keep going back and flattening the lot. It was just a lot going on here, y'all. Like I said, I had a lot of footage for this build, so it was just a lot of just getting rid of EA's janky stuff and just trying to fix it and make it look not crazy, you know. So now we're actually on the inside, and I really like the way that the stage was placed. However, I wanted it to be more against the wall, so I had a little extra space to like walk around, so I just moved everything back a tile or two, and I also swapped out the Showtime stage with another copy of itself, because for some reason it was like glitched or something. I couldn't really play stuff. It was weird. So I just went back and I just like got rid of it and replaced it. And by the way, this is a debug object, and you kind of have to be careful when it comes to like these kind of debug objects, especially with Showtime, because you want to make sure that it's going to be functional. You'll see that there's these white boxes on the ground. That is where the chairs have to be. So the chairs, as far as I know, they have to be like within a certain range of the Showtime stage, because if you're having SimFest here, Sims will, sometimes come and sit down. Usually, in my experience, they kind of just stand, but I think it was intended for them to like sit and also watch the show, like if it was like a dinner or something like that. So they kind of have to be kind of close to where the stage is. I kept having to turn on and off move objects just to make sure that it was close enough. But I also wanted to have like a little bit of space so Sims can still maneuver. So there's only going to be around 3, I think, of these. At first it's 4. It's 4 by default, but I only included 3 different tables because I needed some extra space, And then the weird thing about it is so finicky. So if you place a table inside the square, you can't add chairs. You have to basically put the table separate with the chairs and then put it inside the square. Like I said, y'all, very finicky. It was a lot of stuff going on. Also, you'll notice that there's this like proprietor debug object. Listen, I wanted to get rid of it and move it so bad, but I couldn't. For some reason, I couldn't. And I've had issues with proprietors showing up on these kind of lots before, so I didn't want to like risk deleting it or shift clicking deleting it or anything like that. I just left it alone and I just kind of built around it. So there is still a bar in that corner. You won't see the P when you're like playing, obviously, but if you go into like Bill and Buy with debug on, you'll see it. But I didn't play test this lot. The proprietor does still show up in my game, so hopefully it'll still show up in yours. But yeah, it's just these really weird Showtime kind of lots. I really just try to not do too much, because I don't want to break the way that it's supposed to work. So hopefully it still works when you download it. Please let me know if it doesn't. I'll try to fix it or something. But as you can see, y'all, it's starting to come together in here. I'm using some of these curtain object pieces to kind of just make it look a little bit more fancy. I really liked the view of the pond from here. So I kept the windows. I just added a sliding door so you can see more of it. And y'all, I didn't know what was going on with these bathrooms. So I think the idea that they were trying to go for was you have like 2 bathrooms and then you maybe have like a dressing room or something in the middle, but it's very weird because like it's not even. So to enter like the women's bathroom, you have to go in the middle and then you go through another door. Why not just have 2 doors outside of it and then maybe like a door in the middle for a dressing room or something? I don't know what EA was doing. Like, and then also it was uneven, and I didn't realize it was uneven until I was like actually in the bathroom, because like I kept jumping around a lot. If you can't tell, I was jumping around a lot with this build. Every time I wanted to go to the bathroom, I'm like, wait, let me go do something else first. It was a lot of back and forth. But the way that I had the bathroom set up, it's a men's and women's room, and then in the middle is a dressing room, because I like to imagine that maybe like if Sims are performing here, if maybe they have to like come and get dressed, or maybe they want to do a costume change during the show or something like that. So I can imagine them going into the dressing room to change. And if you don't know, we actually have vanity objects, and I think they function as dressers in the game. So technically, if you want to, you could have your sim change. So now I wanted to go over and tackle where the bar is going to be. So I knew that I wanted to swap out the base game bar for a professional bar. So this one will actually have a bartender that will show up and serve your sims, so you can get food and drinks here as well. You can probably also dance on the counters if you would like to. I wanted to leave a little extra space so Sims could get in and out of this little nook space area. So I'm using a lot of the objects from Late Night. So the bar, the countertops, the upper cabinets as well. The bar back, I believe, is from Showtime, I want to say, or it could be from Late Night. No, I think it's from Late Night. I think this was from Late Night. I'm using that as well. I also like the little neon lights over here, so I moved it for one of the other walls to kind of fit in this little nook space. And then I added a couple of countertops. One of them has a sink, so, maybe they want to wash their dishes or something like that, or get some water. You can do that if you want to. I thought about adding a fridge back here, but I didn't really want to add too much, in my opinion, unnecessary stuff, because it's a bar. Just get some food, get a drink that they serve, and then go home. So I didn't really want to add a mini fridge or anything like that. But, I also wanted to add an arcade cabinet, but I was like, nah, we can put some stuff upstairs. So the way that I have the building, you'll see it in a little bit. Downstairs is more like a lounge, I would say. So of course you have your bar, there's places to sit, you have your Showtime stage. This is kind of giving like, if you want to have like a nice kind of classy night out, so to speak. Maybe not like kind of classy enough where you have to dress up, but not too classy. But then upstairs is more like a club. So upstairs there's like a dance floor. You'll see it a little bit. Upstairs is more like club-esque. Down here is more like a simple night out. I also put little candles on the tables as well if you couldn't see. So this is kind of like really nice, you know. There's also one karaoke machine down here because like SimFest isn't every day in the game. It's only like certain days, I think. So chances are if you come, it probably won't even be SimFest. So there is a karaoke machine upstairs and downstairs. I just really tried to add stuff that I knew Sims could do and would want to do on this lot. And then as you can see, we're finally in the back of the lot. So I'm trying to fix this terrain, and as y'all can see, y'all look, I'm having so many issues trying to just get the matching terrain. I don't know why they'd never fixed this in the game. It's so annoying and it takes so long because sometimes if you go to edit town mode, it'll sometimes work and then sometimes it still won't. So it's just a lot of trial and error. I'm also going back and adding or re-adding the pond because there was a pond back here, but when I flattened the lot, it disappeared. So I'm adding the pond back. Listen, you can fish if you want to, but I added a no fishing sign because like, if this was real life, I don't think the owners would want people to fish up there, you know, fish in the back of the lot. Like this is more so for looks, you know, aesthetics. I did include a couple of park benches if you did want to like just hang out here. Also, I didn't add a fish spawner, so you might still be able to fish. I don't know if you'll catch anything, but I didn't add any fish spawners. And now y'all, we are finally tackling this bathroom. It took me so long to realize this was not even. And it wasn't until I was like trying to figure out like what was going on with this. All I really did was just make the middle piece a lot bigger, you know, so now you have a bigger dressing room. But the bathrooms are kind of boring. Not in a bad way, it's just a bathroom. So I have the big seamless mirror. I'm also using the late night countertops. And then for the men's room, I added a couple of urinals and they're just bathroom stalls. So it's not really the most exciting bathroom of all time, but hey, if you need to go, it's there for you. I feel like the middle section, the dressing room, is more interesting at least because there's like stars on the wall. I have like some stage props as well. You have two dressers, so if you do need to change for whatever reason, you can at least change, so it is functional. It just kind of sucks that you can't really put chairs in front of them. I mean, you can, but they can't be so close if you want to be able to use the vanity. I wish they would have made a version that actually has a chair where you can sit down. In The Sims 4 we have something like that, but I wish that we would have had something like that in 3, you know. But I did include a couple of bar stools so you could pretend your Sims are sitting down. There's also a poster in here as well for some extra decor. Oh, and I also included a drink rack in here too, because you know they have to have their drinks after the end of a long night performance, you know. Something to take the edge off. Like I said, the bathrooms are pretty similar. I'm just using some of these fluorescent lights, and I did recolor the stalls ever so slightly. But now we're going upstairs, and y'all, the first thing I wanted to do is get rid of this big empty space at the top. Like, I know it's supposed to be lofted, but it did not need to be that big. Instead of it being a really big square space, I just added a smaller rectangular space, so you can still look down below, but you know, you have more space to do stuff up here. So at first I did not know what I wanted to do up here, y'all. I'm like, what are we gonna add? Like, what are we gonna do? I kept some of the same stuff that was here though. So I'm keeping the pool table. I added another photo booth up here. There's also a mechanical bull object, and then I was like, well, what else can I add, you know? And then I was like, oh, well, we have a DJ booth object from Showtime, so why not just put that? And then I was like, well, why don't we just also add a dance floor from Late Night? So now up here is kind of like a little club section, you know. This is, I feel like, more of like what I would want to do if I came here, you know. Like, maybe if there's SimFest, you might want to come visit it every, you know, maybe every once in a while. But if I was going to come here, I'm coming upstairs to party, okay? There's a dance floor, DJ booth, so your Sims can DJ if you want them to. So it is functional. The dance floor obviously is functional. I wanted to use the big one, but I didn't really want it to clip with the DJ booth, so I got the medium-sized one. And then I'm also using some of these light panels. These are from Showtime, and I just love them. They take a long time to put on the walls because I like to use 3 of them, but these just kind of help make it look more club-like in my opinion. I really like these, so I got a chance to use them today. And honestly, y'all, that's basically everything for the lot. The rest of the video is just me going in and just adding more stuff. I also added some like bubble column objects, and y'all, I also changed the lighting up here to be blue or like a cyan and a magenta color, so when you actually do play here, it'll look really, really nice, like upstairs. So hopefully you enjoy playing here. If you do want to download this lot, I am going to leave it linked down below, but that's basically everything that I have for the video, y'all. If you did enjoy it, please be sure to leave a like, comment something down below. If this is your first time seeing one of my videos, hi, how you doing? My name is CJ. I'm doing a Barnacle Bay renovation. I'm trying to renovate all of the lots in Barnacle Bay. A lot of these are really bad. So if you like this kind of thing, I'll leave a link to a playlist. There's a lot that I've done and a lot more that I have to do, but if you want to kind of get caught up, I'll leave a link to the playlist down below. But anyway, y'all, that is all that I have for this video. I will see y'all in the next one. Bye! Thanks for watching!